Hello everyone. Let us see the teaching and research aptitude questions given in UGC NET Electronic Science August 2024 question paper. Question 1 is a comprehension, where in the comprehension the percentage distribution of students in MTech computer science class is given who got employment in different areas like hardware, software, software quality assurance, software development and others are given for 5 years from 2019 to 2023. So during these 5 years, the number of students passed out is the total number of students passed out is 800, 600, 1100, 1200, and 1000 respectively. So the data is given in the tabular column. This is a comprehension. From this comprehension, first question is average monthly salary offered to an MTech computer science students in 2023. So this is a average monthly salary of computer science students offered in 2023 is dash percent more than the average monthly salary offered in 2022. So average monthly salary offered in 2022. So we need to calculate the average for this 2023 year and 2022 year. So let us calculate average salary of 2023. So it is sum of 98,100, 1,02,200, 86,400, 75,400. So its sum is 3,62,100. Similarly, average of 2022. So average salary in sum of salary in 2022 is 89,200, 89,600, 77,600, 66,400. Its total sum is 3 lakh 3 lakhs 22,800. Now the average in 2023. So this is sum of salaries in 2023 and 2024. Sum of salaries in now average salary of 2023 is 3,62,100 divided by 4. Similarly, average salary of 2022, that is 3,22,800 by 4. Now these values are 90,525, 80,700. So the difference in these averages is percentage. Directly we will calculate percentage, that is average salary of 2023 minus average salary of 2022 divided by average salary of 2022. So that is 90,525 minus 80,700 divided by 80,700. Its value is, so for average multiply with 100. Now its value is 12.17. The average monthly salary offered to an MTech computer science students in 2023 is 12.17% greater than the average salary offered in 2022. Next question. In 2021, students getting employment in hardware earned rupees dash lakhs more than those getting employment in software development per annum. So this question is related to 2021. So this question is related to 2021. In 2021, students getting employment in hardware 75,500 and students and the percentage is 23. Similarly, in 2021, software development per annum percentage, software development 21% and average salary is 70,500. Now the total number of students in 2021 is 1100 students. So the total number of students in 2021 is 1100. So that is 1100 students into percentage is 23%, 0.23 for hardware, and the average salary is 75,500. This is for hardware minus the number of students are 1100, and for software development percentage is 21%, that is 0.21, and the average salary is 70,500. Hardware minus software development. Now, so this is 19101 500 minus 162 minus 162 85 500. So its value is 281,16,000 per month. In the question they have asked per annum. So that is difference in per month 281,6,000 multiply with 12. So it will give per annum the average salary difference per month, and this is per annum. So its value is 33,792,000. So that is 337.92 lakhs. Correct option is 2. Next question. What is the average salary offered to an MTech computer science students in 2020? So this question is dropped. So question is wrong here. So this is dropped. Next question. In the all 5 years, the number of students getting employment in hardware is dash percentage less than the number of students getting employment in SQA. So that is number of students in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022 and 2023 are 800, 600, 1100, 1200 and then 1000. This is the number of students passed out from computer science. Now in case of hardware, the percentages are 22%, 17%, 23%, 19% and 12%. So that is 800 into 22%, 22 by 100 plus 17%, 0.17 into 600 plus 0.23 into 1100 plus 0.19 into 1200 plus 0.32 into 1000. Now its value is 176 plus 102 plus 253 plus 228 plus 320. So the number of students is 1079. Similarly for SQA, the percentages are 19%, 23%, 21%, 16 and 20. For SQA, 800 students into 19%, 0.19 plus 600 students into 0.23. So this is SQA. (36, 48, 43, 37 and 32). So its value is 800 students into 0.36 percentage, 600 into 0.48 plus 0.43. In 2021 students are 1100. Next 37%, 0.37, 1200 students, 0.32, 1000 students. So it is 288 plus 288 plus 473 plus 444 plus 320. So the total is 1813. Now the difference between these two, 1813 and 1079. 1813 minus 1079, its value is 734. So this is the answer. In all the 5 years from 2019 to 2023, the number of students getting employment in hardware is 734 less than the number of students getting employment in SQA. Option is 3. Next question. What is the percentage increase in the average starting salary per month of employment in hardware for the year 2023 with reference to the year 2019? So in 2023 hardware. So this is 2023 hardware 98,100. In 2019 for hardware it is 54,500. So the difference is 98,100 minus 54,500 divided by 54,500 into 100 percentage. So its value is 43,600, 54,500 into 100. So it is 80 percentage. So the correct answer is 4. Next question. Choose the appropriate correct answer for the options given below. Identify the sequence for the words A to E. So dash is a brain of computer, CPU. CPU is a brain of computer, and dash is a processor that is made by Intel. So from this, Pentium processor is made by Intel. So Pentium processor is made by Intel is an example of this. The speed of processor is measured in hertz. The speed of the processor is measured in hertz, and dash is a volatile memory, RAM. RAM is a volatile memory, whereas ROM, read-only memory, is used in most of the computers to hold a small special piece of software known as boot program. So the correct answer is 1, BDECA. So let us see some more points related to this. The central processing unit is referred as brain of the computer. CPU is referred as brain of the computer, and it is a core component responsible for executing instructions. So Intel Pentium processors. So Intel designed these Pentium processors. The Pentium brand was first introduced in 1993 by Intel Flash, and it is a Intel flagship processor for personal computers. Next, CPU clock speed is measured in gigahertz and indicates how many cycles a CPU can execute per second. Next, BIOS. BIOS is basic input output system used in a small memory chip known as firmware located on the motherboard. Typically, ROM, read only memory, or flash memory chip is used to store the BIOS. Next, RAM is a random access memory, and it is a type of computer memory that stores the data temporarily. So for this question, correct option is 1. Next question. National Education Policy 2020 aims to create. So from this, it is not fragmented universities, it is not online universities, it is not corporate clusters of education. The correct answer is C. So the National Education Policy 2020 aims to create knowledge hubs. So this is in section 10, institutional restructuring and consolidation. In the subsection 10.1 of National Education Policy 2020, it has been mentioned transforming higher education institutions into large multidisciplinary universities or colleges or higher education clusters known as clusters or knowledge hubs. So the correct answer is 3. Knowledge hubs. The correct answer is 3. Next question. National Education Policy 2020 recommended the integration of humanities at the undergraduate level with the subjects of. So let us see the answer for this. So National Education Policy 2020 recommends integrating the humanities with the subjects of science, technology, engineering and mathematics, that is referred as STEM, at the undergraduate level, and this is at undergraduate level. Science, technology, engineering, mathematics is an umbrella term used to group together the distinct but related technical disciplines of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This term is typically used in the context of education policy or curriculum choices in the schools. Therefore, the correct option is science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So that is A, B, C, D. Correct option is 1. Next question. So this is related to computer. So Trojan horse. Trojan horse is a malicious software that appears to be legitimate but can damage or steal the data on the computer. So these Trojan horses are called Trojan viruses or Trojans, and it is a malware that distinguishes itself as a legitimate program to gain access on a computer. Next is computer worm. It is a type of malware that replicates itself and spread across the networks without human interaction. Next is logic bomb. It is a code embedded in the software that remains dormant until specific conditions are met. When triggered, logic bomb virus executes the destructive actions such as deleting files or disrupting the critical systems. So this logic bomb is a set of instructions in a program carrying in a malicious payload that can attack an operating system, program, or a network. Next is rootkit. Rootkit is a malware that establishes continuous privileged access to a computer and actively hides its presence. A rootkit is a type of malicious software designed to give unauthorized access to the computer or a network while hiding its presence. So let us see the question now. So Trojan horse, it is contains unexpected covert effect. So that is Trojan horse. So next is worm. So worm is it propagates copies of itself through the network. Next, logic bomb. So triggers action when certain conditions are met. That is logic bomb. Next, rootkit hooks standard OS calls to hide the existence of malware. So that is D. So correct option is A4, B1, C2, D3. So correct option is 4. Next question. Which of the following statements are logically equivalent? So the given statement is logically equivalent statement. To determine the which statements are logically equivalent, let us interpret all the 4 statements. Some non-boats are mammals. So this means these are the things that are not boats but they are mammals. Some boats are not mammals. So these are boats that are not classified as mammals. Some non-mammals are non-boats. So these things can be neither mammals nor boats. Some non-mammals are not boats. So these are things that are not mammals and are also not boats. Here logically equivalent statements are B and D. So these some boats are not mammals, some non-mammals are not boats. So correct option is 4. Next question. So the next question is dissolved oxygen. A water quality parameter is essential in which of the following bodies? So let us see what is dissolved oxygen. So this dissolved oxygen refers to the amount of oxygen gas dissolved in a water or the amount of oxygen that is present in the water body. It is a measure of water quality and it is important for aquatic life. So this dissolved oxygen refers to a level of free non-compounded oxygen. So this is free non-compound oxygen present in water and other liquids. So if this dissolved oxygen is too high or too low, it can harm the aquatic life and affects the water quality. When DO levels are too low, it leads to hypoxia. When DO is high, it leads to anoxia. Next, for most aquatic life, dissolved oxygen should lie between 6 to 9 milligram per liter, and it is considered for ideal for fish and invertebrates. So in the question, So the correct answer is dissolved oxygen is related to river water, lake water, pond water. It is not related to tap water and underground water. Correct option is A, B, E. So that is 1. A, B, E. Next question. The collection of students' work in an area showing growth, self-reflection and achievement is known as, so, portfolio. The correct option is portfolio. Students work in an area showing growth, self-reflection and achievements. So the collection of students' work in a specific area is called portfolio. So these portfolios are often used to assess students' learning progresses. So it is a collection of student work in an area such as essay, projects, artwork, test sources showing the growth, self-reflection and achievement. Next question. To understand the global climate change, GCM model is widely used. So what is the meaning of full form of this GCM? So this GCM stands for General Circulation Model, as well as Global Climate Model. So B and C. The correct option is 2. Global Climate Model, GCM, is a mathematical model that simulates the Earth climate system. GCM is also known as General Circulation Models. What it does is it simulates the Earth climate system. So GCM is complex mathematical representation of major climate system components and their interactions. Next question. An important feature of third 5-year plan is abolition of education system. So this is a negative statement. It is wrong. Reduction in number of colleges, wrong. More emphasis on open book education, wrong. So the correct answer is setting up examination research units in some universities. So this is one of the important feature of third 5-year plan. So this third 5-year plan in India is also known as Gadgil Yojana, spanned from 1961 to 1966, aiming for economic independence and self-reliance. So third 5-year plan emphasis on expanding higher education and improving its quality, focus on increasing postgraduate studies and research in sciences and humanities. Therefore, the establishment of examination research units within the universities should align with the overall goals of this plan. Correct answer is option 3. Next question. Molecules are in random motion. Qutub Minar is also composed of molecules. Therefore, Qutub Minar is in constant random motion. Identify the fallacy associated with the above statement. So that is fallacy of composition. The correct answer is fallacy of composition. So this fallacy of composition is a logical error where one assumes what is true of the parts of something is also true of a whole. What is true of the parts of something is also true of a whole. In simpler terms, it is assuming something true of a group based on what is true of its individual members. So that is fallacy of composition. So this Qutub Minar is composed of molecules. It is true. Therefore, Qutub Minar is in constant random motion. So this is false. Hence it comes under fallacy of composition. Next is some more points related to this equivocation fallacy. This equivocation fallacy, when word or phrase is used with different meanings in different parts of an argument, leading to confusion or misleading conclusion. That is, the feather is light. What is light cannot be dark, therefore feather cannot be dark. So this is example for equivocation fallacy. Next is slippery slope fallacy. This slippery slope fallacy occurs when it is argued that a small action or decision will inevitably lead to extreme and undesirable consequences without any evidence to support such a chain reaction. Next, hasty generalization fallacy. This hasty generalization fallacy, where broad sweeping conclusion is made based on small or insufficient sample. Next, fallacy of composition. This occurs when someone assumes what is true for a part is also true for a whole. in the question, the correct option is 4. Next question. Which of the following statements best describe the blog? So blog is nothing but a chronological list of posts on a website, typically written by a single author about the subject. Correct option is 2. So let us see some more points related to blog. Blog is typically a web page or a section of web page. It is a web page or a section of website where posts are published in a reverse chronological order. So they are often written by a single author or a small group of contributors. So some key features of blog are chronological order, written by single author, subject or niche. A blog usually focus on specific topic. Engagement. Blog often allow readers to comment on post, creating opportunity for interaction between the user and the audience. So these are the 4 features. One is chronological order, written by a single author, constrained to specific topic, and then engagement. So interaction is there. So casual and informal tone. So the blogs are casual and informal. Blogs tends to have more conversational and personal style compared to traditional journalism and academic writing. So for this question, correct option is 2. Next question. The Convention of Biological Diversity was first opened for signature during Earth Summit. Correct option is 2. Earth Summit. CBD, Convention on Biological Diversity, was first opened for signature during Earth Summit. So this Earth Summit conducted in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The CBD came into force in December 29, 1993. This Convention on Biological Diversity was opened for signature on June 5, 1992 at the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, also known as Earth Summit. Next question. So the given question, the sequence is wrong here. The given sequence is wrong. The question is dropped, but the correct sequence is B dash, B dash, BB, double dash, BB dash, BB dash B. So this should be the sequence. For this sequence, this should be the sequence for this sequence, and this is the answer. So that is, the logic here is, in a sequence A moves one step forward and B takes its place. Finally, in the fourth sequence, B is eliminated. Next question. Which of the following are essential elements of mass communication? So correct option is D. So the essential elements of mass communication are technological medium, large audience is required, professional communicators, organizational structure is required, but there is no requirement of electronic observation. So electronic observation is, the meaning for this is, it is a digital system that records patients' vital signs and observations. The 4 essential elements of mass communication are technological medium, large audience, professional communicators, and organizational structure that work together to facilitate creation, dissemination, and reception of messages to a wide and diverse public. The correct option is 4, that is, correct statements are B, C, D, and E. Next question. So this physical situation. So let us see some more key points before solving the question. So physical situation means, this refers to the environment where interaction takes place, including both location and physical context. Next, persons involved in the interaction are called participants. These are the individuals or groups engaged in communication. So it includes speaker, receiver, and they have some roles. So persons involved in interaction, that is participant. Manner of communication enacted, so that is key. Formal or informal, emotional or neutral, direct or indirect, polite or assertive. Channels of communication, instrumentality. So channels of communication, instrumentality. So let us see this. So physical situation. So that is scene or setting. So scene or setting is physical situation. Persons involved in interaction. So that is participants. So persons involved in interaction are called participants. Manner of communication enacted. So that is key. Next, channels of communication. So that is instrumentality. So the correct option is AB, A4, B1, C2, D3. So correct option is 4. Next question. Working 9 hours a day, 12 persons complete work in 25 days. Working 6 hours a day, 15 persons can do the same work in. So we need to calculate the total work here. So that is total work is equal to number of persons, number of hours per day into total number of days. So given 9 hours per day, 12 persons for 25 days. The total work is 2700 person hours or man hour. In the second statement they have given the total work is same, that is 2700 is equal to working in hours 6 hours per day and 15 persons are there, total number of days. So the total number of days is 2700 divided by 15, 6 are 90, so its value is 30 days. So correct option is 3. Next question. In the context of communication is known as, the general context of communication is known as communication situation. So context in communication refers to circumstances, background or environment in which communication occurs, shaping how messages are sent, received and interpreted. It includes elements such as physical setting, cultural norms, relationship between the participants and purpose of interaction. So the general context of communication is also known as situational context. It refers to the environment or situation in which communication takes place. So correct option is 1. The general context of communication is known as situation. Next question. When a water body becomes extremely low in nutrient content, then it is called oligotropic. Correct option is 2. So let us see definition of these four. Oligotropic body of water is low in nutrients, particularly nitrogen and phosphorus. These waters tends to have low levels of primary production, meaning they are clear with low biological productivity. Oligotropic water body low in nutrients. Mesotropic water body which has moderate level of nutrients. Mesotropic body has moderate level of nutrients and eutrophic bodies are high in nutrients, particularly nitrogen and phosphorus, and these have high levels of primary productivity. Diastrophic water body, and this is used to describe the state of water bodies with extreme nutrient richness, potentially leading to very high primary productivity. Diastrophic. So for this question, it is a water body with low nutrient content. Water body with low nutrient content, that is oligotropic. Next question. Which of the following electronic technologies is a key technology for making first generation computer? So this first generation computers, so generations of computer, in first generation computer, vacuum tubes are used. In second generation computer, transistors. In third generation computers, it starts using integrated circuits. So from third generation onwards, we are using integrated circuits. So that is small scale integrated circuit SSI chips. In fourth generation VLSI chips, very large scale integrated circuits are used. In fifth generation ULSI ICs are used. So these third generation, fourth generation and fifth generation computers works with high level programming languages. High level languages are used, whereas in second generation computers medium level language is used or assembly level language is used. In first generation computers low level language or machine level language is used. So this is machine level language. Machine level languages are used. So here it is medium level language or assembly level language. Medium level language or assembly level language. The correct option is vacuum tube based. For the first generation electronic computer, vacuum tubes are used. Next question. A history teacher want to create an interactive timeline showcasing the evolution of different art movements over the centuries. Which tool would best support the creation of this multimedia presentation? So that is Prezi. So Prezi is a presentation tool known for its dynamic and nonlinear presentation format. This Adobe Illustrator is a vector graphic editor used to create digital artwork including logos, illustrations and other element designs. So Flipgrid is a social learning platform that allows students and teachers to create and share video based discussions. Google Forms, a tool used to create surveys, quizzes or forms for collecting data. So the correct option is Prezi. So Flipgrid is a social learning platform that allows students and teachers to create and share their video based discussions. Adobe Illustrator is an vector graphics editor used to create a digital artwork including logos, illustrations and other design elements. Whereas Prezi is a presentation tool. It's a presentation tool for its dynamic and non-linear presentation format. It allows you to zoom in and zoom out the different parts of our presentation to highlight the specific area of focus. So to create a interactive timeline showcasing the evolution of different art movements over centuries. So correct option is 1. So let us see some more points related to this. This Prezi is a presentation tool that allows the creation of dynamic and visually engaging presentations. So in the question they have given interactive timeline and movement over centuries. Dynamic and it supports multimedia elements such as images, videos and animations, making an ideal for creating an interactive timeline. Question they have mentioned interactive timeline. Next, zooming user interface in Prezi enables user to navigate through different time periods and art movements seamlessly. So it has been mentioned in the question. Different art movements and interactive timeline where we are using Prezi tool. Next, this Adobe Illustrator is a vector graphics editor used for creating the detailed and scalable illustrations. Next, Flipgrid is a video discussion platform primarily used for educational purpose. Next, Google Forms is a tool used for creating surveys and quizzes. So the correct option is Prezi 1. Next question. The number of digits in an individual can report back without error in single presentation represents. So that is memory span. The number of digits an individual can report back without error in a single presentation represents a memory span. So memory span is also known as digital span. Memory span also known as digital span is a cognitive task used to measure the short-term memory capacity. A cognitive task used to measure short-term memory capacity. It is the longest sequence of digits that a person can accurately recall after hearing or seeing them in a order. The number of digits the person can recall after hearing or seeing a sequence of numbers is called their digit span or a memory span. It is a measure of working memory capacity. Next is chunking. Chunking is a memory technique that involves breaking large amounts of information into smaller ones, more manageable chunks. Smaller and more manageable chunks. This helps to retain information in a shorter memory and organize large amounts of information. Next is phonological loop. This phonological loop is a speech and sound related component of working memory that holds verbal and auditory information, responsible for holding and manipulating the auditory information. Next, time zone. Time zone refers to geographical regions where some standard time is used. There are 24 time zones around the world, each typically 1 hour apart. Time zones have time zones can have indirect effect on memory and cognition in various ways. So correct option here is memory. The number of digits an individual can report back without an error in single presentation. Memory span or digit span. Next question. If the statement some birds are not mammals. So the statement is some birds are not mammals is given true. So this statement is assumed to be true. Then which of the following statement can be immediately interfered as false? So this is a question. Some birds are not mammals. So this statement is assumed to be true in the question. Some birds are not mammals. This question is true. Means that there are at least few birds that are not mammals. Next, evaluating the possible inferences. First is all birds are mammals. So this is false because some birds are not mammals. All birds are mammals. So directly contradict it. So the correct statement is 4. All birds are mammals. So this is a correct statement. Next, see, no birds are mammals. So there may or may not be true. Some birds are mammals. So this statement doesn't confirm or denied based on the given statement alone. We cannot say this statement is uncertain and some birds are not mammals does not provide information about whether some birds could not be mammals. So this is no birds are mammals is not relevant. Next, some birds are mammals is also uncertain. All birds are not mammals. We cannot confirm as a false from this information. So the only statement which is false for the given statement is 4. Option 4 is the only statement which is stated as false for the given statement. So correct option is 4. Next question. Dada Saheb Ambedkar was associated with. So this he is associated with Khalsa College in Mumbai, Siddharth College in Mumbai, and Milind College in Aurangabad. So he is nowhere related with Presidency College, Kolkata, and National College, Bangalore. So correct option is B, C, D. So B, C, D. So that is correct option is 2. Statement B, C, D is correct. Correct option is 2. So in Khalsa College, Ambedkar attended for his early education. In Siddharth College, Mumbai, where Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar completed his degree in economics and political science. In Milind College, Aurangabad, he delivered lectures and contributed to education. Next question, question number 29. In breeder reactor, more fissile material is produced than it is consumed. So breeder reactor is a nuclear reactor. So this breeder reactor is a nuclear reactor that generates more fissile material than it consumes. These reactors can be fueled with more commonly available isotopes of uranium and thorium. Isotopes of uranium and thorium such as uranium 238 and thorium 232 as opposed to be rare uranium as opposed to the rare uranium 235 which is used in conventional reactors. So these moderators are not used to slow down the neutrons in breeder reactors. So in this breeder reactors there is no moderator, and uranium 238 is a fissile material which is produced from plutonium 239, a fertile material. So this statement is also wrong. So plutonium 239 is a fissile material which is produced in a breeder reactor from the uranium 238. Next, breeder reactors can also make use of uranium 238, which accounts for more than 99% of all naturally occurring uranium. So this is more fissile. So statement 2 is wrong, statement 3 is wrong, statement 4 is wrong. The only statement is correct is 1. Option 1 is correct. Next question. According to the classical Indian school of Nyaya, which fallacy is committed to the following argument? Anything that is thinkable is named because it is thinkable. So the correct option is 1, that is asadharana. So every thinkable is nameable because it is thinkable. It is a fallacious argument. This is because the middle term and minor terms are same, which does not allow any interference. So this is the fallacy of asadharana. So sadharana occurs when middle term is too narrow. Sadharana occurs when middle term is too narrow and is only 1% in the subject term. In the classical Indian school of logic, sadharana is a fallacy that occurs when the middle term is syllogism, that is too broad or too general. So correct option is 1. Let us see some more points related to this. Asarya Siddha refers to something. Asarya Siddha refers to something that is dependent on support or substratum for its existence or validation. Next, Swarupa Siddha means self-established or inherently valid. Sadharana refers to common. Sadharana refers to common or universal, whereas asadharana means uncommon or extraordinary. So for the given question, the correct option is 1. Next question. Description of actual words written or spoken used to tell a story, and the images or pictures came under the category of discourse. The correct option is 1. So in literature, the discourse refers to, so this discourse refers to the way of information that is revealed or communicated to the audience through various means, and it is of two types, that is verbal disclosure and visual disclosure. So verbal disclosure is words either written or spoken to narrate a story or present information. Visual disclosure, the usage of images, pictures or visual elements to convey the meaning, add context or enhance the storytelling. Next is law. Law in literature and social media can symbolize legal systems, justice, authority or moral codes, or refers to the legal systems or justice. Societal rules as represented or law refers to the legal systems, justice, societal rules as represented or explored in literature and media, often highlighting moral and ethical dilemmas. Next is event. So event means a significant action or occurrence. Significant action or occurrence that shapes a narrative and influences the character. Next is performance. It can refers to both literal performance and metaphor metaphorical through the performance of an identity, and social behavior or performance of identity or social roles. The correct option is one, that is disclosure. Next question. Which of the following universities are multidisciplinary in ancient India? So this Takshashila, Nalanda, Vallabi, Vikramashila. These are the multidisciplinary in ancient India, whereas this Benares Hindu University, it is not an it is established by Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya in 1916. So it is not an ancient university. So it is established by Madan Mohan Malaviya in 1916, which is one of the most prestigious central university in India. So this BCDE are important centers of learning and knowledge in ancient India, multidisciplinary universities. Correct option is 4. Next question. A person travels from X to Y at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour. So from X to Y, the person is traveling with a speed of 50 kilometer per hour. Next, and he returns from Y to X by increasing his speed by 50%. So 50 plus 50 kilometer per hour, 50 kilometer per hour, and 50% of 50 kilometer per hour. So this is a person traveling from Y to X return journey. Now this total speed is 50% of 50 kilometer is 25, that is 50 plus 25 is 75 kilometer per hour. So this is the return speed from Y to X, and forward speed is from 50 X to Y, it is 50 kilometers. The total distance covered here, it is D. Similarly, the total distance covered is also same. The total time taken here, it is T1, time taken here, it is T2. Now we know that speed is distance by time. The total distance he covered is 2D, and the total time is T1 plus T2. Average speed formula, or simply speed, T1 by T2. T1 is time is distance by speed d by 50, and T2 is the same distance d by 75. That is total distance 2d by d by 50 plus d by 75 kilometer per hour. Now take d as a common in the denominator, it gets cancelled with the numerator. 2 by 75 plus 50 into 75 50. So that is 2 into 75, 150, 50, 125. 5 2s are 5 5s are 5 1 is 530. So 30 into 2 is 60 kilometer per hour. So his average speed during the journey is 60 kilometer per hour. So the correct option is 2. Next question. Given here, m is a base of the number system, L represents a number. Which of the following equalities are true? So 127.125 base 10. So convert this number into binary number, decimal number to binary number. So this integer part is converted by successive division. 127 by 2, that is 63, remainder is 1, 63 by 2, it is 31, remainder is 1, 31 by 2, 15, remainder is 1, 15 by 2, 7, remainder is 1, 7 by 2, it is 3, remainder is 1, 3 by 2, it is 1, remainder is 1. So that is 127 can be written as, this is MSP and this is LSP. Double one, double one, triple one. Next, 0.125. This 0.125 is a fractional part. It is converted into decimal number with the help of successive multiplication. 0.125 into 2 is 0.250. So it is 0. 0.250 into 2, 0.50, it is 0. 0.50 into 2, so it is 1.0. So that is 001. So 001 base 2. So statement A is correct. Now convert this decimal binary number 111111 into 0010. So this decimal number has to be converted to base 4. So grouping of 2 bits. So to convert this decimal binary number to base 4 number system, group 2 bits and then write the equivalent of these 2 bits. So 1, 1 is 3, 1 is 3, 1 is 3, 0 is 0, 10 is 2. So this is base 4. 133.02 base 4. So statement B is correct. Similarly, convert this into octal. To convert this number into octal number, so consider grouping of 3 bits. So that is grouping of 3 bits 1 triple 1 triple 1 001 0. Grouping of 3 bits. So here it is 001. Now the correct answer is 177.10. It is base 8. 177.1 base 8. Similarly, to convert binary number to hexadecimal number, take a grouping of 4 0 triple 1 triple 1 0010 base 2. So the correct answer here is 0 triple 1, it is 7, 4 ones, it is F, 7F point 2 base 16. So statement C is correct, statement D is correct. So all are correct. So in the question simply he has given a decimal number 127.125. We need to convert that decimal number to binary number. From binary number we can convert that number to octal, hexadecimal and base 4 number system. To convert the binary number to base 4 number system, take a grouping of 2 bits. Grouping of 2 bits. To convert binary number to octal number, take the grouping of 3 bits. So here 2 bits group is formed. To convert binary number to octal number, take a grouping of 3 bits. To convert binary number to hexadecimal number, take the grouping of 4 bits. And then write the equivalent number in their corresponding decimal system. Next question. In a certain coding language, the word STORK is encoded as VQRON. So first write English alphabets. HIIJKLM and then NO X, Y and finally Z. So give the numbers accordingly. '25 and '26. Now S T O R K. So S can be written as V. So S is written as V. So that is plus 2. So here it is plus 2. Next T is written as Q. So T is written as Q, that is minus 2. T is written as Q R O N. So here it is minus 2. Next O is written as R. O is written as R. So here it is plus 2 again. R is written as O minus 2 again. K is written as N. So it is plus 2. Now this is the logic. Now T I R E D. So T can be written as, that is plus 2 W. Again I can be written as minus 2 F. R can be written as plus 2 U. E can be written as minus 2, that is B. D can be written as plus 2, that is G. W F U B G. Correct option is 2. Next question. Which of the following in communication are rhetorical structures? So here it is paralanguage. So it is not a in communication. It is not in rhetorical structures in communication. Clusters, form, genre and narrative. So these are used. Cluster, form, genre and narrative. These are used as in the rhetorical structures in communication. So correct option is B. So rhetoric means verbal and written communication that is constructed to persuade, inform or motivate. It is verbal or written communication that is constructed to persuade, inform or motivate. So this cluster, form, genre, narrative are used in rhetorical structures of communication where paralanguage is not used. Next question. A standard T test would be useful for. So this T test may be used to evaluate whether a single group differs from known value, to evaluate whether the single group differs from a known value, that is one sample T test, whether two groups differ from each other, independent two sample test, or whether there is a significant difference in paired measurements. This T test can be used in three different cases. That is when comparing a sample data to to a population mean, one sample test. So that is one sample test, or independent two sample T test, or paired T test. Correlation coefficient significance test, whether there is a significant relationship between the variables. So it tests significant relationship between the variables. Next, similarly, regression coefficient significance test, whether independent variable significantly explains variation in the dependent variable. So these are the theory related to T test. So from this, the correct statements are comparing two groups to see whether their means differ. So it is correct. So comparing multiple groups more than two. So it is wrong. So more than two we cannot compare with the T test. So more than 2 is there, we cannot compare here. Next, testing the significance of correlation coefficient. So it is also true. Testing the significance of regression coefficient. It is also true. So the correct option is C. Statement A, C, D are correct. Next question. Which of the following is correct in the context of syllogism? The syllogism is a key tool in deductive reasoning. This is a key tool in deductive reasoning, providing a clear and structured way to derive conclusions from the premises. A valid syllogism, there are two essential rules. related to distribution of terms. The middle term must be distributed, that is, the middle term must be distributed at least once in the premises. The term distributed in the conclusion must be distributed in the premises. So for this, in the context of syllogism, the correct statements are: middle term must be distributed at least once in premises. The distributed term in the conclusion must be distributed in the premises. So correct option is 4, C and E. C and E is correct. A, B and D are wrong statements related to the context of syllogism. Next question. If you want to understand the theoretical reasons that led researchers to conduct the study that appeared as a research article in the journal, you would read which of the following sections of research article. So that is introduction. So introduction, after reading introduction, the theoretical reasons that led researchers to conduct a study appeared as a research article in the journal. Next, so this research problem or objective is what is the study about, methods, how the research is conducted, key results, what are the most important findings, and conclusion is what the study suggests or conclude based on the results. This abstract provides what is abstract? Abstract provides concise summary of the entire research article. So let us see different points here. Introduction. This section provides background information on the research topic. So introduction provides background information on the research topic, reviews on existing literature, and explains the rationale for the study. It also presents research questions or hypotheses. It also includes background information, literature review, research gap, objectives or hypotheses, and its length is typically around 1 to 3 pages.Xt is discussion section. Interprets the results, connects them with the broader research context and addresses their implications. Next, results section presents findings of study. So findings of study without interpretation or discussion. So the correct option is D, 3, introduction. Next question. Which of the following research approaches suggests the theory is an outcome of research? So that is inductive research. This inductive research approach suggests that theory is an outcome of research. Which is suggested by inductive approach. So inductive approach suggests that theory is an outcome of research. This research approach that involves collecting data and developing a theory based on that data, whereas in case of inductive, developing a theory from the observations bottom to up, deductive, developing theory from observations bottom to up, that is inductive. Next is deductive research, testing a hypothesis or a theory top to down, quantitative, focus on numerical data and statistical analysis. Cross-sectional research examines the data at one point in time. So correct option is 2. Next question. So decision making, that is evaluating alternatives and making choices among them, that is decision making. Next is confirmation bias, the tendency to search for and use information that supports our ideas rather than refuses them, that is confirmation bias. Next, belief preservance, the tendency to hold a belief in the face of contradictory evidence, so that is belief preservance. Next, overconfidence bias, the tendency to have more confidence in judgment and decision that should based on probability. So correct option is A4, B3, C1, D2. Let us see some more points related to it. Decision making, it is a process of evaluating options and choosing one among them. Confirmation bias, it refers to the tendency of people to search for, interpret favor and recall the information in the way that confirms their pre-existing beliefs or hypotheses while giving disproportionately less consideration to information that might contradict those beliefs. Belief preservance. It is a tendency to maintain or to stick to a belief even when presented with evidence that contradicts it. Next is overconfidence bias. It is a tendency for people to have more confidence in their abilities, knowledge, or prediction that is objectively warranted. So here correct option for the given question, the correct option is 3. Next question. 3 successive discounts of 30% on marketed price of an item are together equivalent to a single discount of. So let us solve this question. So 30% of 100. So let us assume total it is 100. So 30% of 100 is 100 into 1 minus 0.3. It is 70. Next 30% of 70. 3 successive discounts of 30%. This is the first successive discount. Second, that is 70 into 1 minus 0.3. So 70 into 0.7, 49. Third successive discount is 30% of 49. 49 into 1 minus 0.3. So its value is 34.3. Now 100 minus 34.3, it is 65.7%. So correct option is 3. 3 successive discounts of 30% on a market price of an item are together equivalent to a single discount of 65.7%. Next question. Channel 3. This Swayamprabha is a group of DTH channels. Swayamprabha is a group of DTH channels that provide educational programming 24/7. So channel 1 is Vagish, which covers which covers language and literature. Channel 2 covers history, culture and philosophy. Channel 3 covers social and behavioral science. Channel 4 covers education and home science. Channel 5 covers information communication management studies, whereas channel 6 for law and legal studies. Channel 7 for economics and commerce. Channel 8 covers physical and earth sciences. Channel 9 covers life sciences, and channel 10 covers applied sciences. In the question they have given channel 3. For channel 3, social and behavioral, that is channel 3 which covers social and behavioral sciences. So that is A4. Next, channel 4. So channel 4 covers education and home science, B1. Channel 5 which covers information communication management studies, C2. Channel 6 covers law and legal studies. So that is D3. Correct option is 3. A4, B1, C2 and D3. Correct option is 3. Next question. Identify the probability sampling techniques. So sampling techniques are of two types: probability sampling and non-probability sampling. So probability sampling techniques are simple and random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified random sampling, clustered sampling, multi-stage sampling, proportional stratified sampling. Non-probability sampling techniques are snowball sampling and convenience sampling. So in the question they have asked probability sampling techniques. So that is first simple random sampling. It is a probability sampling. Snowball sampling, stratified sampling. Sorry, snowball and convenience are non-probability sampling. Stratified random sampling comes under probability sampling. So A and C. Correct option is 3. Next question. When sample has been randomly selected, which among the following may be expected in cross-sectional research designs? So these cross-sectional research designs must have strong external validity and weak internal validity. Correct option is A and C. Option 1 is correct. So in cross-sectional research designs, when sample is randomly selected, In cross-sectional research designs, when sample is randomly selected, it should have strong external validity and weak internal validity. So correct option is 1. Next question. This question is related to passage. So after reading the passage, who is A.K. Ramanujan compared with in the context? Compared to in the context. So he is compared to Sigmund Freud. So Freud, A.K. Ramanujan is one of the thinkers like Freud. He is compared with Freud. So correct option is 2. Next question. Who are the founding fathers that A.K. Ramanujan joined in Chicago? So he joined in Edward C. Dimcook. So correct option is 3. Edward C. Dimcook. Next, Ramanujan emphasized on. Correct option is 3. Emphasized on the center of ideological studies. His emphasis is path through ideological studies. He blamed a great path through the center of ideological studies. Next question. What did Ramanujan teach in America? So, wave theories, folk tales, poems and books. So, wave theory, folk tales, poem and book. Last question. The languages that Ramanujan tried to bring to limelight in Indological studies is Tamil, Bengali and other mother languages. So that is Tamil, Bengali and other mother tongues. So these are the 50 questions related to teaching and research aptitude in UGC NET Electronic Science 2024 question paper, August 2024 question paper.